twist it to pieces. You want it tight, but you don't want to overdo it. Now notice we've got a curve right here. That's because I didn't have even good control of that end. We're still okay. But now what I'm going to need to do is come down to the table of the anvil where that little corner is and have it act as a V-swage to straighten it up. Now, there's something that looks a little bit more appropriate. And this is going to be important because when we back this up, if we don't have even heat and it's not straight, it's going to throw the piece. Now, when they do this in an industrial fashion, they have it set on a lathe that dead centers both pieces, and they can do that cold because there is no movement in those dead centers. We do not have that luxury, so do not think that this piece is going to come out perfect. You're going to get it close with backing it off, and then you're going to sit there with a pick and adjust bars to get it to where it needs to be. What was funny is that Jay, the guy that taught me, Jay was a terrible drunk. And you could literally follow his progression in drunkenness on looking at the poker handle that he did as he went down. The first one looked great. The other one had one bar off, and by the time he got to the other one, it looked like a dried, gnarled arm. Catch it in the same place. Start backing it off. Now, one of the other things I'm going to do is after I'm doing this, I'm going to tap it a little bit to open it. And also, I can see that it's getting off center. I want to get to where everything's squared, which is about right there. Now, I'm going to tell you, this did way better than I anticipated it doing. Okay, I'm going to let you know right now. Okay, it did way better than what I was hoping. Because again, we don't have those solid stop and start points, but that cage is about as even as you can ask for. Surprised myself on this one, folks. So again, now here we are. Now you can still see on that back side that that one rod there doesn't necessarily follow the curve of the rest. But now, here's the point is, if there is anybody from the general public that came by and saw me did that, they're not going to notice that, okay? This is sold, game over. And at the end of the day, that's the purpose of this, okay? So if I run this down to Mr. Kirk Sullins and show this to Kirk, you know, he's like, yeah, that's great. What I'd rather do is run down there and take the $30 that I paid for selling this and have a big, nice steak and go eat it in front of it, okay? You got to understand your priorities and what this is intended to do. It is good that you pursue technical perfection. It is good. But one of the things I advocate for is the functionality, the practical functionality of what this is for. In my world, this is for sale. This needs to go to somebody's house or fireplace so that I get to go have a wonderful, expensive meal this evening. That's my goal there. A lot of people get into this and they get in this feedback loop of, hey, I did this cool thing, what's the next cool thing? And if that's what you enjoy doing, if that's your hobby, great, okay? But if you have changed and you're saying, hey, I want to make a little bit of money at this, or I want to be able to actually have it pay for itself, that's a different direction. And you need to recognize that. Even as a knife maker, am I doing this because I just enjoy it? But would it be a lot more awesome if I enjoy it and I get to eat the steak in front of my friends? Hey, you know, I sold this $200 knife, and you know, I'm going to have the steak and lobster. You know, it's no big thing. No big thing at all.
On the sidebar on the bottom of the TV. Well, no, I don't look that good. If you're interested in ironing the hat and don't want to worry about
you're going to be smart in your business if you understand what the functional purpose is and play to that. That is my life. As a professional smith, my job is to continue being a professional smith by making money. Okay? So, but we've got that there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break the edges on this rod. Remember that your best work, leave no place stock. Make sure every edge is broken. Even if you've just wiped it a little bit, break those edges. There's nothing worse than having somebody that's done a beautiful handle and then welded something off the shelf from Tractor Supply to it. That's terrible. Take the time to break that edge and make it look right. So I'll cool this down. Now before it happens, let me show you this. This is what we did the other day. Now, here's this cool end and this cool end, but you know that's stock. You know that came right out of the factory. Why would you do that to yourself? That is the equivalent of punching yourself directly in the groin repeatedly. Take the extra minute to dress that piece up. I'll reflux. I'm going to take another weld and I'm going to try to cinch a little bit of that more on the end, and then we'll draw the point on out. Good morning, sir. Now again, that weld for me drives me nuts because again, it seems to be it's just not strong. Now, if you try to open this guy up on the anvil, it's really going to pull that weld wide and open. So one of the things that I always suggest, you don't open this foot on the anvil, you open it in the vise. And one of the other things that you're going to need to get used to is the time it takes to bring something up to heat. Whereas before, we're working with those 1/4-inch rods, if I sneeze, it's going to melt. With this, that's a 1/2 inch thick and solid, we have a little bit more leeway, but it takes more time. Now we come to the vise, and again, I don't want that weld to move. Come to the anvil and shape it a little bit, no problem. You guys can see where we're at. So it's welded. So you've got the strength of the weld. It's in place. It doesn't look like it's about to fall off and drive everybody with OCD crazy. And again, from the functional aspect of it, now you've got a hook that can hook the log, and you've got one that can push the log. And that's the functionality of it. So she's looking good. I'm going to straighten her up. And as I said before, I'm going to come in and make sure and break these edges.
Slipping in next to you. Totally professional here, folks.
Thank you. What have I got? What did you put in my pocket?
Lunch ticket.
Thank you.